Hello. Hi. How are y'all doing? I'm here with Calypso and Dr. Beebee, or however you're supposed to pronounce that name. And I thought I'd do some speed painting today. Uh, so that should be fun. So there will be a lot of dry brushing. So I'm thinking I'm going to dry brush all of Calypso in lead belcher as a first step, just after just base coating a little bit on Dr. Beebee. So how's everyone in the chat doing? I'm having a little bit of a different schedule this week. This is the same time slot for Tuesdays, but I am like I streamed yesterday instead of Thursday. So, but otherwise I'm going to be streaming Tuesdays and Thursdays as normal. So I'm thinking we'll start off by base coating Dr. Beebee's skin. I'm gonna do that with Reaper Rosy Shadow. So it doesn't have a whole lot of skin showing. It's just his head. Not even his whole face, because he's wearing some COVID protective gear. Very mindful of viruses and stuff, this guy. So actually Google it, and there was yeah, thanks for following, Fine Red Mister. How are you doing? I Googled Beebee. Apparently there used to be a scientist, explorer, and author called William Beebee. Came from Brooklyn, New York. And Calypso, well, it's a reference for a Greek water nymph. Kind of had the hots for Odysseus. Just had to Google a little bit, you know? Love all the references showing up in Malifaux. So I'm gonna just base coat all of his head, like his bald or shaved head in the artwork. So just go with that. And we might tint the areas of his scalp a little bit to suggest that he's shaved. Don't know if it's supposed to be that he's got some baldness going on or not, but hi McBluff, how are you doing? Nice seeing you here. Just doing a little boring base coat step here, and then I'm gonna dry brush Calypso quite heavily. Yeah, I'm pretty good. Feels like I'm streaming real early, but that's because of daylight savings not being the same day in the US and Sweden. It's just getting dark here at 4:15 in the afternoon in Sweden. Yeah, So that's the base coat there. Might need another one to just cover it properly. And time to do some dry brushing. I'm thinking of painting Calypso quite close to the artwork. And 116-minute speed paint. Wait, is that a reference? Or what? Hi, D Hunter. Yeah, thinking of painting Calypso quite similarly to the artwork. And thus, I think I'll just start off by shaking this pot of lead belcher. Ah! There we go. Should be all right. Yeah, cool. So everyone probably tried dry brushing. Like one of the something made up to be one of the like simpler intro techniques. Like if you're beginning, then you can get a cool result with depth and shadow. But also it's also just a technique that you can combine with other techniques. It doesn't have to be like a speed paint. It could be part of a more advanced paint job. Like it lends itself a lot to textures, like fur, or like these ribbed tentacle arm thingies. But also, like if you want a worn metal look, dry brushing is pretty good. And it's pretty quick. I'm gonna do several layers. Like I'm gonna do a couple of lighter silver dry brushes too. This one's Wyrd painting challenge is 160-minute speed paint, which is the runtime of the film speed. The film speed! Oh, of course, the film speed. Oh, well, I actually didn't know that. I'd missed that completely. Well, I'm thinking I'll paint these, like I'm streaming for almost 3 hours, so no, guess I'm not. Could be neat. Where can you, if me or any of the viewers are interested in that Wyrd painting challenge, where should we look? I'll try and stay in camera. It's a little zoomed in on the Twitch here. So I'm just like it's important when you dry brush to remove enough paint from the brush. So like if you don't, if it's too wet, then the result will look blotchy, and you get a little bit of that here. Actually, not sure if it shows up entirely, but like the effect is smoother here on the claw than it's right here. So yeah, the less paint you got on it, or the drier the paint, or a combination of the two, the smoother kind of goes on, in my opinion. Or not smoother, but like the more nicely it works with the texture. But also it takes more and more time to build up, depending on how dry your paint is. So we'll see if like Calypso in the artwork has a yellow light coming from it. So we'll see if it do that, or maybe go with a different color. Fortune Wonder says, this Calypso model seems like it'll be difficult to paint around while fully assembled. Kinda. Depends, like, in a way, yes, for sure. But it's a tricky model to assemble, so I wouldn't... This might be easy for some of us, but I wouldn't want to paint this in pieces and then assemble it, because I just get glue all over when I struggle with some of the parts. I made sure to not use too much glue on gluing it to the base, so that if you can, if you remove the base, then you'll get to most of the areas actually. And I don't think there's that much of a problem. Like the stuff you won't be able to see as much, like the inside of the legs, they might be a little hard to reach to like edge highlight and do proper stuff, but you're not going to see that much of them. So it depends how much you're bothered by like how meticulous you are. If you're all right with areas that you don't look at much being a little simpler, then there's not really a problem with painting this one assembled, I'd say. Because like these tentacle arms, I'm not gonna edge highlight all those segments, you know? I'm not gonna bother with that. You can quite easily keep these back arms separate, like the back legs and these huge tentacle thingies going into the next pair of legs. It's quite easy to just leave those off and glue them on later. The legs are a little fiddly in how you assemble them. Like, it's not hard to do. It's just that the instructions don't really help you out that much. So if I'd dry fitted everything, if you dry fit everything, then you can paint it in pieces for sure. But you also got issues like, yeah, you know, like glue getting in a spot you painted, etc. And so if you're a little clumsy like me, I like to avoid that kind of stuff. But I might just rip it off the base or later. We'll see. She's a really cool model, I think. Like, I like how circular or spherical the hole is, and it's like Dr. Beebee just made this ball into like a an octopus crab robot vehicle thingy. Kudos to Dr. Beebee. Imaginative guy, you know? But see, if you remove the base or don't glue her to the base, you can just reach a lot of areas easier. Considering I'm just dry brushing these tentacles, I'm not super bothered. We'll see. Might rip it off. The base, that is. Limbs are staying on. I'm not gonna rip any limbs. Leave that to Doomslayer. And Nakima, maybe. Just make sure to get some dark steel paint everywhere. A vision of how I'll manage the basing. Yeah, like I'm this crew for me has beach bases, but like it'll look weird if everyone's just on the edge of the beach. Then would just kind of be standing in a long line. So I'm thinking some of the models should be a bit more back, like on the sand with no beach on the base, and that some models should probably be in just water, like the shallows. And there we go. I'm thinking maybe Beebee stands on the shore and Calypso is behind, running through the sand on the beach. So I'm thinking a sand base. Does that make sense? I was reasoning like with the crew's basing. Could certainly do a cool thing with her running around in the shallows too, but like if you set up a crew for like a photo shoot or a display, I tend to think it looks better. Thanks for the like, Linus. Looks better if you have the larger models more to the back, kind of like when taking a group photo, like a school photo. Taller people in the back, so you can see the short ones. So with that in mind, maybe Calypso should be towards the back, so on the sand. With Beebee probably standing right in front of her, you know. I think that's going to look good. But we don't, like, we could put more details than just sand on it, of course, on the base. Would be cute with like a little sea star or something. Should be reasonably easy to sculpt a little star. So I'm thinking, is the camera too zoomed in? I'm thinking, should I maybe, like, I think Maybe I'll do that. Give you more of a view of the whole model, which is pretty big, you know. Fortune Wonders. I've done an elf farm in the past basin or shoreline, just some jutting rocks surrounded by water worked well. Yeah? Did you think a lot about how the shoreline would run, like when you set your army up? Because I'm just thinking it'll look weird if everyone's on the shoreline for this crew. It's like they're standing in a long line. So this is a second dry brush of, well, I mixed lead belcher and a little bit of mithril silver. Mithril silver, I think, is Stormhost silver nowadays in Citadel. It's just that pot never really ran out, you know? Though it's beginning to look a little close to empty. I kind of like elves, you know? I used to have a wood elf army myself. So I'm now grabbing a little bit of just pure mithril silver. I'm going to dry brush with strokes coming from above. This means I'll catch the edges and details that are facing upwards towards our imaginary light source. 24 times 18-inch display board to bring the vision together. That sounds epic, you know? I'd love to see that. If you got pics and you want to show, you can just send a link or something to my my Instagram, which is Instagram/Sybrite_painting. If you wanna. Thank you very much, Nightbot. Such a good Nightbot. Or rather, I should kind of thank the lovely Kim. Ever helpful, vigilant. That is Play Wyrd. Now, parts of this model are perhaps looking a little bit too bright now. Always watching, yes. So I might want to darken down some parts a little bit. I'm thinking I'll probably I'm going to use a little trick to make two different kinds of metals. And that is to apply contrast paint to those other metal areas I want to be a bit more brown or bronze looking. And then I might, hi stream, hi Octobit. So how are you doing, Octobit? And Fortune wonders, how are you doing? I never asked you, I think. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to not ask. I'm just gonna make a slightly darker than lead belcher steel paint and dry brush / stipple the model a little bit from above, from below, to darken it a little bit. Finished up the pale rider, nice. Did you post pictures anyway? And anywhere? I'd love to see. I'm doing pretty good, thanks. I thought we'd switch it up a little bit with a speed painting stream. Because that's fun. Post it on Wyrd on Instagram. What's your Instagram handle? Stippling it from below now to shade it a little bit. Like the underside of this sphere got a little bit too bright for my liking. And then maybe some pure black. Stippling can help create a nice, interesting texture. Octobit 5846. Cool. I'm gonna make sure to look you up there. So, anybody here faced Calypso and Dr. Beebee in the game? I played them and they're pretty quick. They're very AP efficient, which is really nice. Just stippling a little bit here under the tubes. So with stippling, it's you just like jab your brush on like a little spear towards the surface to create nice textured highlight or shadow, or just variation if you want that to. Can never usually do that with some other colors too. Could be cool. Because we might end up weathering this model a little bit. Yeah, or a lot, actually. Would be cool. little bit more black. And then I think we're gonna start that bronze. A lot of birds chirping outside. Yeah, they're having a nice time. Just peaceful, you know? There we go. And I'll bring out that contrast paint. So some contrast paints look really good over metallics. And I think Gore Grunt to Fur is one of them. So in the official artwork, we got a sort of bronze or brass looking metal and like a steel. And I'm thinking I might do this bronze a little more saturated than in the artwork, but we'll see. See how nice this goes on. It's like you keep your highlights and shadows, and you get this nice bronze very quickly. I just dabbed a little there where I wanted to highlight to remove a little bit of that bronze to have more silver showing through. So did that mithril silver highlight. Just therefore just removed a little bit here along this side of the claw to make it look brighter. And we go to the second smaller claw. It's really sweet that Dr. Beebee just made a real homage to crabs here. Like one of the claws tends to be bigger than the other. It's got this little off claw. Obviously, she's right-handed, right? The right claw is the one she uses to play tennis. Thanks for following, Yampitsak. Butchering that. Yeah, thanks. I'm glad you think it looks good. Yeah, makes for a pretty cool crimson armor too. I agree. I'm certainly a painter of crimson armor too, but I haven't done metallic ones. Okay, so let's do these little arms. Like, and if you want to improve in this later, you can just paint over it. Maybe do a little edge highlight or something. Oops, got a little contrast there where I don't really want it, but just kind of gently scraping it off a little. Just look like rust now. It takes a little practice to use these contrasts. Used contrast to speed paint my Yetza crew to have her playable. I'm gonna go back later, and just tidy things up, or actually, to be fair, just doing some proper painting in some places. I'm not super experienced with contrast paints myself, and I didn't think that I didn't manage to make that look very good. I know Viruk on his stream here on the Wyrd Play Wyrd did a nice contrast Yetza. Mine was a much quicker to get you by thing. Not thrilled with how I managed to do that, but you know, practice helps you improve. Yeah, it's nice to like jump in with both feet and try new things, you know. God, I'm starting to sound like an influencer. Sorry. Don't want this to be some sort of TED talk. Yeah, one thing with contrast paints though, I guess, is that it costs a bunch to like just buy yourself a good selection of them. I mostly got browns, different browns, and the turquoise and the pink, and the black. That really kind of looks more like a dark blue than a black, but sure. Painting her cute little feet. I think what to recommend is to, and I didn't do that here right now, but to paint one area, completely cover it with contrast before you move on to the next area, because you risk getting like a little line where it dries, which can look weird. You don't want that. So I'm gonna try and do one area to completion and then move on. Octavus has tried some when they first came out. A bit unwieldy, really easy to spill over onto areas, which made it hard to go over those areas without the contrast. Yes, I agree. That is a little tricky. It's a very like paint in between the lines thing. All right, now I did that again, like painting two different areas at the same time. Shouldn't really do that, though. I think it's all right with these two small areas because they're not gonna dry before I complete them. Thanks for the like or follow there. I kind of missed it. Sorry. Hazard of being a miniature streamer. Trying to establish a base tone for your main color and then going back over with regular paints is probably the best way to go. Yeah, I kind of agree. Although I've seen them used together with an airbrush in a really cool way too. So I think there's a lot of potential there. Hi, Daniel Kingston. Nice seeing you here. I'm doing well. Still a little stressed out, I guess, in general, but I think I'm managing. How are you? You doing all right? Contrast medium. Yeah, that helps having that, I guess. I'm not using that here now. Um, but sometimes you don't want it that thick, yeah. I find my contrast medium goes on um, a little bit shiny though. Just a little annoying. I wonder. I think you can just use any glaze medium, really. Is this? Yeah. No. I'll paint this bronze too. It's a little satisfying doing this, like painting in some of like color book coloring. This step. It's kind of fun. Can be annoying if you mess up, though. For sure. Glad you think it looks good. I think it's a quick, easy way to make bronze on a model you'd paint a lot of steel on. So it's time effective. Efficient. Wildwood is very dark, yeah. But kind of like Wildwood. Oh, nice. I'm glad to hear. I'm glad you're happy about that mishappen miniature. The Bayou Star is in the post to McBluff as well. Raffling off stuff is fun. Except that one time when my thing I was raffling off got stolen. That sucked. But that was not a Play Wyrd raffle. That was like a little thing I did on my Instagram. I think some of them go on metal better than others. Like Skeleton Horde was just way too thin. It didn't really look very good in my opinion. It's a little disappointing. I'm glad you're back painting after the move. I've moved twice this year. It kind of sucks. I hope I don't need to move again soon. Doesn't seem like it, but like, you know, sometimes you just flip that black joker. Yeah, it was like stealing people's posts. That's just, ugh, that sucks. And it sucked having to tell that raffle winner that I'm sorry, your raffle prize got stolen. That was not fun. Because apparently in some places the mail delivery just leaves stuff outside the door, then stuff gets stolen. It almost makes it look like I'm painting thick guitar strings. Sometimes I mix like I throw syllables around when I'm speaking. Guitar strings. Great. Hi, Daniel. That's fine. I'm like I dry brushed the whole model with Citadel lead belcher, and then lead belcher mixed with silver, and then silver. And I'm painting on the contrast paint Gore Grunter Fur. All those weird paint names, you know, over the steel. And in some areas, I'm actually brushing off some, like the most of it to create little, to help the highlights show up more. I think it's a pretty cool method to do bronze quickly in a miniature that you paint it. You need to paint a lot of steel, like miniatures where you'll paint a lot of steel plating, like in this one, and you can just live off those highlights and shadows you do on the silver, and do that as one step, and then just tint the whole thing bronze afterwards. Kind of neat. Does give it a slightly different sheen to it. But if you want to bring that together to be a little bit more similar, you could probably achieve that quite well with a varnish. So a lot of contrast colors go pretty well over metallics, which is nice. Time saver, but also like a cool way to make some metallic colors. For instance, if you want to do a metallic red, like for instance on a Hoffman crew, I think that could look great. Like I like the regular opaque red painted armor plates, and I like the steel ones, but considering doing metallic red or something, it's not a bad thing to consider. A lot of cool ways you can paint robots. Robots. Thank you. Either Matic Blue over Metallic. Yeah, that I can see that looking really good. Very magical. Trying my best not to put a giant thumb on some area that's drying. And I'll do these bands. Would be cute to have like little bumper stickers on the whole. Wouldn't it? Let's do these bronze too. So way there in the artwork. And we're kind of following the artwork so far. We might deviate later. We'll see. I love putting stickers and graffiti on my big rolls. We break for ski markers. Yeah. My girlfriend thought I should do a little bumper sticker that says, this is what a feminist looks like. We'll see. Maybe something like iRobot related. Asimov could be fun. Yeah, could be cool. I just heard a little strange sound from under my bed. I think my cat is hiding under there. Like I put a lot of boxes there to store all that stuff I'm working on. So I think the weird sound might have been her moving around that pile of cardboard boxes. Could do some sort of robot liberation sticker. Guild evidence tag? That'd be cool. Good idea. Could be fun having like yeah, that's a good idea. I like it. Did I miss anything? Probably. Always do. Any of you painting anything cool right now? This lovely Tuesday evening. Well, it's evening here. It's lunchtime in the US. Big neon cyberpunk nightclub building cool. And also welcome under construction paints. I never really welcomed you. Sorry. Sometimes when the nicknames are in the same color in the all right, they're in the left chat. Sometimes I miss that a new person has joined in. You could look at the right chat, but then I don't see all the messages there. TMH tribute animation. Nice. That is Dead Man's Hand, the masters that kind of got kicked out of the standard lineup. I actually played all of them. I played Ramos, Lilith, Colody, and Ramos, Lilith, Colody, and who was that other? Nikodem. Rest in peace, Ramos. Yeah. I'm one of the ones who thinks it would be really cool for Ramos to just walk over to the other side instead. Like, you guys don't want me, I'm gonna fight here on Earth instead. I think that could be cool. He could have like a huge Leviathan or Leviathan or however you should pronounce it, arachnid like in first edition. I think we painted all the stuff that's bronze in the artwork. Well, almost. Oh, come on. Not this part. Yeah, that'd be sweet. Shaking out the rust with some minis from the new Descent game. Cool. Yeah, it's good to have a warm-up before freehanding. Exciting with that freehand dress design. Would be nice to see. So whilst that is drying, we're gonna go back to Dr. Beebee. Who would Ramos hang with? He could hang with Abyssinia, sure. Yeah, or yet another syndicate. Certainly not guild, certainly not quarter 2. Maybe King's Empire, but it doesn't seem like he'd like kings, right? So, but that kind of leaves like Ramos probably isn't the hugest fan of monarchy. I'm thinking. But sometimes you need to fight together, maybe. So maybe syndicate. It's probably what makes sense to me. No, I don't know where he's from either, but like it's a Spanish or Italian name, right? Ramos. I'm thinking probably like Italian inventor, maybe. So let's do another quick coat of Reaper Rosy Shadow to base coat. Dr. Baby's skin. Kimon, huh? Yeah, Abyssinia is also a monarchy. Necromancer Spain. Yeah? Sure. Okay. What paints to use? I'm thinking, hey, where did I put that dried bark? That's not dried bark, that's, there we go. So I'll base coat the good doctor's trousers, dried bark, leaving some thin lines of black as like very shadowed creases. Yeah, so what we've got confirmed for new factions is Kimon and Three Kingdoms, right? Or was it Three Kingdoms? Cool. Three Kingdoms steam-powered mechs would be really cool. Like, you know, steampunk Gundams, almost. Could happen. Guess it's also quite likely that they'll get like a big dragon or something. It's gonna be fun to see. The other side plays in World in chat today. I actually know a couple more. I really want to play more the other side. It's such good fun. I actually have a friend who's been painting some Abyssinia lately, so maybe I'll get a game in. Abyssinia against Cult of the Burning Man. Should be cool. I never photographed, or I never shared photos of my Warped Squad. And there are dozens of us. Yeah, dozens. Whoop, whoop. Actually gonna just base coat his shirt arms this color too. But I think maybe we'll paint those to be brighter later. We'll see. I wonder if there's any detail on this model I want to paint teal. So let's paint some metals on his armor. Yeah, thanks. Nice of you to drop by, Daniel. Have a good time. Now I pronounce your name as if it was Swedish, but I'm sure you're fine with that. It's a pretty common name in Sweden, but we say Daniel instead of Daniel. So have a good time. Just painting lead belcher on his greaves or shin guards or whatever they should be called. They really should have like a little edge somewhere, like where you can, because you can't. These shin guards got to be two parts. Otherwise, I don't really see how he'd be able to wear them. There's a thin line there, but I think that's maybe a mold line. Very, very small. I don't know. Let's pretend it's not a mold line. And let's do that is where things separate. So what do you guys play in or collect in the other side? Really need to paint more cultists sometime. And the Court of Two stuff too. The Burning Man. You and me both. Very cool. Exploding rhino. The exploding rhino that also smells of cinnamon. Quite peculiar. Yeah, I don't have the rhino. I have like the starter box and the ECB Black Ops. And I guess then Kirai stuff to expand that with. I suppose maybe I should paint the visor thingy on Calypso in contrast paint too. That should look good. The broken, those are really cool. Pretty disturbing models. You got some high-tech stuff, Beebee. Gibbering Hordes player, hi. Those are cool. They're all cool, to be fair. Just started Hormatangi. Wow, lots of interest in the game suddenly in this chat. That's cool. Hormatangi is cool. I wanted that kit too, but I guess I said to myself I should paint all the stuff I got first. And then time just flew by. And then I bought the Kirai Sonya starter. Oops. Apparently I did this in Wildwood instead, but that's a lucky little accident. It looks pretty cool. A little bit more toned down. Don't mind some variation in the metals. Then I'll go back to painting Dr. Beebee. Beep, beep. And we're going to paint the buttons later, probably. painting in all these areas with lead belcher, and then I'm thinking we'll wash face and the metals. Have a good lunch, Octobit. See you around. I'm gonna continue working on Calypso when the washes on Dr. Beebee dry. We're not quite there yet. I won the Anya Core box from TNG Productions. Wow, cool. That's cool. Thanks. Apparently you win and then you raffle off some, you win some. So how are you doing, Dallin? So, Dallin, are you part of TNG Productions? I'm a little bad with names. All I know is that I really like TNG. Great channel. Really nice Malifaux batch reports. Oh, yeah, okay, cool. Thanks for the heads up. I really enjoyed their battle reports. Just lovely. Do we want to? Yeah, maybe I'm. Oh, thanks. Very thoughtful of you. Glad to hear you're doing well. There we go. Did I miss some parts maybe? Like it's a little, yeah, I think I did. A little finicky. I just keep missing some parts. So, got another tournament on Thursday. All right. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I'm doing well. Got a tournament on Thursday, and I'm excited to play in it. It'll be fun to meet those folks, and I've got a bunch of friends coming to play too, so that's gonna be all fun. I'm so glad that there are tournaments going again. Now let's put a little bit of flesh wash on the good doctor. I like to do flesh wash on skin, so it helps you out by giving you some shadows and also gives some warmth to the skin, which I tend to like. And then let's wash the armor. Let's do that with Nuln oil and a little bit of Nuln oil gloss. And the Nuln oil gloss is to make it so that it doesn't dry as flat, but also it changes the, I think viscosity is the right term, of the wash, so that it like the gloss ones go more into the recesses and valleys of the sculpt than the non-gloss washes because of physics. And I think it can be nice to just, like when washing metallics, I don't always do this, but it can be nice to mix a little bit of gloss in there as well. You can, if you want to speed up wash's dry time, you can use the hair dryer. Just make sure you don't accidentally change the position of the paint while using the hair dryer, or like be really careful so you don't ruin the paint. One thing you can do is, of course, to alternate which model you're working on, like I'm doing with Beebee and Calypso. Gonna put a little bit of that wash on these rivets. For some quick shading. Around aforementioned rivets. I now see there's a little bit of an inconsistency in how you do this. Do you create your own washes? Not really. I guess I have at times. I guess you can kind of create a wash by mixing regular paint and glaze medium. But no, I just mixed. A gloss wash and a standard wash. Because some of the washes that Citadel produces have a gloss variant. And I think that's true for Vallejo too. I think so. I'm not sure. Okay, so to tie this together a little bit with other hey, where'd that paint go? With other Explorer Society models, I thought I'd paint those tubes in a teal. Been using this teal a lot lately. But where did that? Just realized I had not brought one of those teals up into the painting area. There we go. You create your own washes. So I'm going to use my favorite Cobalite green. And if it feels like I'm a little single-minded with color schemes, bear in mind that I am painting a bunch of Explorers models to look like they belong together. I suppose I do use this paint as well when I'm painting the Deepest Depths Nightmare Edition box. So maybe I should try and vary what paints I use a little bit more. It's been a lot of teal lately. It's my favorite color though. She'll have big control issues with the gloss washes. And add gloss medium to matte wash, but can't really take the gloss out to turn it into a standard wash. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I use more of the standard black wash than the gloss one when mixing them together. And I would not do that on anything I don't want shiny. You can, of course, varnish afterwards. So doesn't have to be an issue. Yeah, I'm painting the accent the same color as two of my nails at least. I messed a couple of my nails up and just painted them another color, and it seems I messed one of them up again. Like working with the stuff I do, it's easy to just mess them up a little bit. Does Beebee want some turquoise? Where would we put turquoise on you? Maybe that tube? Could do that. I'm assuming oxygen tube? Maybe? Probably. Sorry, painted outside the camera there a little bit. Maybe these are supposed to be metal. I don't know. Don't care, because they'll be teal. Want some teal details. And I think I'm gonna put a second layer on Calypso's teal. There we go. And then mix the cobalt green with a little bit of black. To create a shadow. And I'm going to focus that on the lower parts of the tube and also like underneath the oxygen tube. Pink got a little too wet there. Accidentally. Can also do a little bit of a shade where the teal segment attaches to the oxygen containers. I just love teal. Do you have a color you tend to love painting things in? I've painted a whole lot of red stuff too, though. Also kind of like yellow and black, but a lot of the time I don't feel like yellow is the right color for what I want to paint. Try and give some quick, easy shading around the edges of Beebee's tube. Beebee's cord thingy. And a little bit of Sybarite green. Let's highlight this. Mixing it a little bit with some Carbonite green. You don't have to do it that. We're supposed to be speed painting, but like this is such a small, simple detail, and just kind of quick to paint. A dark blue, nice. And then it's like a contrast paint. What paint is that? What brand is it? And pure Sybarite green. Gives you something to focus on for the Calypso model. Okay. Nice spot color to pop a little bit. This upper part of tube. There we go. And liquid text acrylic. Nice. Yeah, like find your tools in places one might not expect. So this is some Gauss Blaster green to really make this pop. Make them look a little shiny, you know. Inherited it. Oh, cool. That's nice. Some unexpected tools. Did you experiment a lot to find out how you want to use it, or how'd that work out? There, so I guess Calypso kind of ready for the, certainly ready for the battlefield. We can certainly like improver, of course, and base. But I think now we're gonna paint more on Dr. Beebee and then go back to Calypso if we got time. So I'm going back to Beebee with Rosy Shadow, same color I used to base coat the skin with, but now the skin's darker because of the wash. So we can do a first highlight or mid-tone rosy skin. Thank you, Dallin. It's very nice of you. Why do you think so? Trying to paint in this detail in his mask. And I'll go to a little bit of rosy skin for a first highlight or second highlight, depending on if you see the mid-tone as a highlight, I guess. Some Reaper rosy skin. Come on, brush. Behave. To build up these highlights. Such a tiny face. Ah. Okay, this was hard. Just don't see much of his face, you know? It's nice to hear you enjoy them. That really makes me happy. It's cool you're able to watch them afterwards. I'm glad you were able to show today. I think I did the strap too thick. Should probably have like this. Going around the head. Black there. A little bit more shadow, maybe. The face is a focal point of the miniature generally, so it deserves a little bit of extra attention. Can't really see where his eyes are supposed to go exactly. Like his face is so small. Let's try and pick out his eyes. A little bit of white paint. Drop my brush. Did I mention I'm a little clumsy at times? Let's try and paint the eyes quickly. Might be a recipe for disaster. In a speed paint, I wouldn't exactly say you have to paint the eyes. Wow, he looks like a real mad eye right now. Oops. I'm guessing someone who hears the word speed paint and painting eyes might get mad. But like, it's really the focal point of this, hero character, and just kind of want to do it there. And gonna go with a little bit of rosy highlight. Again from Reaper. It's a final highlight on the skin. I think it makes sense to have the skin, like the face, be give it more attention, and then paint the rest of him a little simpler. We got the teal tubes and the face to kind of pop, and then all these browns won't feel as important. Yeah, right. Want to make a good impression. Yeah, true. Having said that, this guy's eyes were a little tricky to paint. I didn't really see any detail. Lovely models other than that, but like, I don't know if it's my undercoat or, but like the face is so small, so that makes it a little harder. There, and let's paint some more leather. Gonna paint his shoes in Citadel Rhinox hide. Yeah, I kind of like it too, but depends on the sculpt. Like this guy's face was not all that fun to paint. Liking the model other than that though. Yeah, he's standing on bits of sprue. That was for basing plans, certainly. Though, like I did a couple of 30 mil beach bases for the harpooners before I realized they're supposed to stand on 40 millimeter bases. So guess I might rip this guy off this base and just stick him on one of the completed ones. He made a song about painting eyes? Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna paint the gloves in Rhinox hide too. Actually, maybe the shirt too. If it is a shirt, I'm not sure what I'd call it. Shirt, tunic, something. Leather straps. Low effort glowing eyes song. Nice. Nice. No, that's bad. Sorry. trying to leave some black shading when we're painting these leather armor dark brown. Kind of like free shading, almost. Kinda. And pauldrons. What is that? Right. I missed a little bit of tubing. So we could paint that the same color. If you're happy, okay, yeah. Where can we hear this masterpiece of a song? Is it on Spotify? Right. The other pauldron. Yeah. Please do. Still kind of looks very crazy eyes. You know, I think I painted his eyes too far up. Like the definition is a little shallow, so maybe I painted his eyes and the eyebrows. Mistakes were made, or did we? Like it's a little difficult to tell. Hey, girl. Calypso, what's up with your dad's face? Why is it so hard to read? Well, this face is giving me a little bit of a trouble time thingy. Hobby Hangout. Nice. Come on, Dr. Beebee, don't be like this. Maybe that'll do it. Almost. That should be good enough. Hope. Right, so let's grab a little bit of Steel Agent Drab. I'm gonna highlight his shirt with this. Actually painting over most of it. Leaving that dried bark and it's a shadow. Trying to paint along these folds in the cloth. Over here. There. I'm going to do kind of the same, but mixed with a little bit of dried bark on the trousers because I want them a little darker. You can only see this in 480p in YouTube? Huh. Really? Yeah, that's no good. It's no good at all. I've only watched these, like the other streams on Twitch. So that's strange. Because I don't think it's usually like, pretty sure you're supposed to be able to watch this higher res on YouTube. I'm not sure, but yeah, I don't want 480p for this. Got the trousers a little bit highlighted and just a little bit. Let's highlight the leather, and I think I'm going to do that with warmer brown, Mornfang brown. Contrast a little bit with the yeah, maybe. I don't know. Contrast with the kind of cold khaki of the trousers and shirt. And then after this, I think we'll do, wow, maybe highlight the silver a little bit, or maybe give the shirt and trousers a little bit more love. Also want to dedicate some time towards the end of the stream to Calypso, to do a little bit of highlighting in some spots that are quite prominent on the model, but also maybe weather her a little bit. And on this leather armor, And some simple edge highlights across the belt, like only the upper edge. The edges of the segments and the pauldrons are also getting a Mornfang brown highlight. Doing this a little colder, like a in between Steel Engine drab. It's a little bit warmer, but just that strap holding his tanks of oxygen. Then his gloves, picking out the knuckles and is that digits of his fingers. Could do a quick in-between highlight here. In-betweeny. Why so many limbs? Well, so it can puppeteer more easily, of course. Cool, I'd love to see that Collodi drawing. Collodi is such a cool character. We miss it. I miss it. I can see people maybe not missing playing against it. Though I only did the Collodi sniper list in second edition once. It was a little cheeky. Glad you're happy with it. Got this flame here. paint it orange to start out. Could do an OSL, but that's not speed painting today, at least. Guess if you got an airbrush, you can do some speedy OSL. Guess you can do it with a brush too, but hey, now I'm just making disclaimers and disclaimers and disclaimers. Let's do a dark gray highlight on the mask. Dark Reaper is the paint I'm using. Coyote's in Star Wars now. Those effigies, yeah. I only really use the Brutal and sometimes the Arcane effigy, actually. So didn't tend to have that many auras up. But that can be a lot. It's almost kind of like if you play Seeker now, you can have an aura on every model. It's a lot. I do like my auras though. Neverborn in M1. They were? Yeah, I agree. I only played 2nd edition Collodi though. I only played Arcanists in 1st edition. Okay, so let's highlight some silver a little quickly. Maybe actually just put some yellow paint on this torch. We could do a little bit of blue towards the end. That contaminated the yellow. Oopsie. Well. Oh, what cool stuff did the doppelganger do against the Seekers? There's the brush I want. Do some highlighting with silver. Pick out these little buttons. Oh, you got your first organized event. That's really nice, Marstools. Got our second tournament this Thursday, actually. A little odd with a Thursday, but like it's fall holidays in Sweden. In school, that is. Like, not everyone goes to school, but I'm able to play. Which is the second tournament in Sweden since the pandemic hit. So hyped for more tourneys. I really like going to tournaments. So let's do a little line across these. Cylinders. Along the middle of the mask. Never won a game in a local event. It'll come. It'll come. Don't worry. We'll probably click soon, right? Maybe you got a very challenging meta too. What do you play? That's great that you're still having a lot of fun. It's the most important part. Right. There's the split. Reser mostly. Cool. I played a lot of Resers in 3rd edition, but now I jumped onto the Explorers new shiny exploratory vessel. It's not a hype train, it's a hype ship. So most of my miniatures are Arcanists, probably. And only ones that I want to events where that's teaching new players. Oh. Yeah, like player skill and experience really shows a lot. Maybe you need to mix it up a bit. Or discuss with some other Reser players, or I don't know. What monsters do you tend to play? I mostly played Molly and Kirai, and a little bit of Yanlu. But Yanlu was after his nerf. Still think he's really good. Okay, so God, my voice. A little sore. 30 poison against my henchman. Mostly play McMorning then. The event I'm going to is pre-Malifaux Burns. Does your allow Malifaux Burns? Because the new McMorning is really cool. Molly is amazing. Molly was a huge favorite for me. So I'm doing a little bit of edge highlighting silver on a couple of the most prominent areas. You'll probably mostly see this miniature from the front. So putting a little bit of extra time there makes sense. Just highlight this with silver too. Yeah, I faced the new McMorning once, and damn, move 7, flurry, extra protection from the upgrades. Rogue Necromancy was really scary. You got a creature with flurry and positives. You're having a good time with that damage spread, especially. And transplant, yeah. Also pretty cool with that plastic surgery thing. Can make some crazy stuff. These claws are also quite prominent, so gonna highlight them a little bit. Yeah, I've tried some titles. I've tried the new Sonya ones. I tried the new Nelly. Yeah, those are the ones actually. Or did I try something else? I'm blanking. Oh, the new McCabe. I've tried him. It was cool. Six-legged Kenter Undead. Yep. Too many limbs. Way too many limbs. Just way, way too many. Voice of Disorder is real mean. And I really like the guild mages in that crew. Pretty scary stuff. Give some attention to this area too. The panels, corners meet. And on the other side. Underneath the eye here. The guild mages are awesome. Like Fiona triggering blank stare, and then you both discard, but you also heal someone. Or any of the other discards in that crew. Healing on companion or accomplice is also really cool. Or just healing it if Fiona denies a trigger. You can get lots of healing. Guild mages are amazingly good, yeah. Remove the opponent's markers, which they use for like shadow markers, pyres, etc., and just heal while you're at it. Yes, please. That's nice. Very good in Lucius as well. Dabbing down a little bit of silver in some areas here where I feel like they should be a little bit brighter. Nice. Hope you get a hold of them then. Yeah, so Calypso, you're looking cute, aren't you? Maybe we could squeeze in some quick weathering too. Probably gonna go back and tidy up Dr. Beebe's face later, like he's... That was a very difficult face to paint. Doing a little highlight here down the legs. Yeah, have a good one. See ya. Take care. Thanks. Bit of a highlight along this edge. Can also do some scratches. That'd be cool. So simple scratches. You want to do fine lines of silver like this, and then you might want to, if you want it to be a deeper scratch, you can paint a dark line of black or dark brown, and you want that above, because like there'll be shadow where there's a dent, and the bright part will be the edge underneath. But I'm doing all the silver scratches first. Probably gonna be few scratches on the claws. Maybe front legs. So using some very dark brown, I'm mixing black with a little bit of, I'm mixing black and scorched brown, and we'll paint a thin line above like this to make it look like a deep scratch. Get a bit of an indentation there. Got more scratches here in the claw. Leg. Back side. From the oxygen tanks. And yeah, we're doing a little bit of like something that looks pretty good is if we suggest that there's been some water running down these details, the rivets. You got a little bit of rust. Like I'm sure Beebee takes care of Calypso, but a little bit of weathering looks good. Can also do little patches like this to create some interest. So we didn't do a glow, but I think that's fine. She looks really good without a glow from the eye slits, visor thingies. Just doing a little bit of weathering here where like pushing in some warm brown tones. Make the metal look more interesting. Trying to keep in mind that there'll probably be a lot of water like trickling down when she emerges from the water. So we are, this stream is wrapping up. Nightbot posted some nice links there. And this was speed painted Calypso and Dr. Beebee. I hope you like them. I think they turn out pretty cool. Nice for speed paint. And that little bit of weathering really gives Calypso that extra interest. Yeah, look pretty good. Nice speed paint. So Calypso and Beebee done in 3 hours time. A little less than 3 hours. Glad you like them. Make sure to look at my little Instagram, YouTube channel, etc. And I'll see you guys next Tuesday. Take care, everyone. Bye.